Hi everybody, it's Kitty Quenzel here. I've just got back from a shoot which I did with Vic Volker today, shooting some really cool portraits with a fetishy element, gags, collars, that kind of thing. The thing I really like about shooting with Vic actually is, even though it has this BDSM fetish edge with the collars and the gags and things, the way that he actually likes me to be in terms of my expressions is more confident and more self-assertive. So it's less of the submissive sort of like, oh please help me, you know, big eyes, scared look, and more of the sort of like, you know, I'm cuffed, I'm collared, but I'm owning it, which is quite cool. Today I thought I would talk a little bit about inspiration and where I get my inspiration from, because a lot of people wonder these things. So many people use Pinterest. I have nothing against Pinterest whatsoever. Pinterest is a fantastic way to get original inspiration. It's a good way of at least starting the brain process, but that is what it should be. It's like Wikipedia if you're referencing something and researching something. By all means, use it as a starting point, but don't use it as the be all and end all, because that way what you end up with is not originality. Of course, in this world, in this society, it's very, very difficult now to do something that is original, because I'm sure people have said it many times, but everything that can be done has already been done. Not necessarily, but you know, a lot of things have been done. There's only so many chords that you can make up a music track with. There's only so many body poses that a body can do, and only therefore so many looks that a model can give. However, there are ways of getting inspiration. So this is my advice. If you find yourself in one of those creative blocks where you cannot think of anything to do, 1. Avoid the cliches. The cliches are not ideas, folks. They are not originality. Fairies, Cleopatra, 50s look, Great Gatsby, Flapper, goth, punk, monster. You know, there's just so many cliche looks, and I know you'll think you're being original and you think you're being creative by doing them, but you're not. You're really not. There's just hundreds and hundreds of these things, and to me, all that says to me is that you ran out of ideas and you thought that you'd do this to be more creative. To me, it isn't. So this is what I would say. Go outside. Go outside and see what you can see. Now, whether that be a certain outfit on a person, whether that be a bird with interesting colours or shapes, whether that be a tree with interesting shaped branches, there is inspiration everywhere if you just open your eyes out and up to see it. I get my inspiration from all sorts of things. Not just from Pinterest. I will admit I do use Pinterest on occasion. However, I take an idea from Pinterest and either will then twist it on its head or give it some kind of change so it then becomes a more original idea. For example, I might see something with a jelly bath and I might think, okay, that looks cool, and it might be like a jelly bath with some flowers or something in it. So maybe I'll think about, you know, like maybe I'll use that, but I'll use latex with it, or I'll do something different with it, or change the colours or the place or anything along those lines. I also like looking at cinema, programs, even songs inspire me. In fact, I name most of my images after song titles. But song titles are really cool because you get some really bizarre ones, and then you kind of think to yourself, well, how can I actually create that? For example, I did a image set once based on a song called Climbing a Chair to Bed because I just thought it was such a bizarre idea. And I kind of like this idea that you were sort of like climbing over the chair to get to bed when, you know, there was a perfectly normal way to go around, but that when you're in this sleep deprived state, that you just take whatever the fastest shortcut is, which happened to be climbing a chair. So yeah, I've had things before where I've been inspired by, say I've seen a tropical bird on a programme, and then I've really liked the colours or something, and I've gone on to create a makeup look from that, and then given it to a makeup artist who's then gone and doing her own thing with it again. This is a great way to get inspiration. But my advice for people that are really struggling is to shoot on location, because you actually get inspired by the surroundings themselves. You can see places that a body would fit in and create beautiful negative space, with trees and rocks. You can create another look if you're doing landscape, for example, and then you add a model to it. It just gives it a whole new element. But honestly, I think the best thing to do is to just be really experimental. Do not be afraid of failure, because that's how artists work, that's how painters work, and this is pretty much another form of art. So there is no shame in doing something and it looking rubbish, because you won't know if you don't try. And the more experimental stuff I've found has created some of my very best work. And honestly, I find every person that I meet is an inspiration, because they look at the world with different eyes to mine, and that's what's just a fantastic part of being a model. So I guess that's kind of it on this one. Yeah. So I don't know what my next video will be about. Do let me know if there's something in particular you'd like me to cover. Okay, have a great day, guys. Bye.